Have you ever felt like you just wanted to run away? Like get into your vehicle, drive way out into the backcountry, stay away from all the busy towns and cities, out here where it's just calm and surrounded with nature, and spend a little bit of time in your camper van. Or maybe you've just wanted to buy a piece of land, build a cabin on it, and live off the land and just enjoy a little bit of peace and silence out here, away from all the chaos. Nowadays, things are a little different, because nowadays we have electronic devices that we just can't let go of. So coming out here and roughing it is a thing of the past, because now we have cell phones, laptop, and even internet that comes out of the sky. We have induction cooktops and microwaves and just things that we just don't want to let go of. If you're that person, then I want to introduce you guys to a brand new battery that can power your entire off-grid adventure. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the new Jackery 3000 Pro.
Cruzy, you do know that that's not good for solar production, right? You're blocking a major chunk of solar. He doesn't care. He's like, that's all right. I got the sun coming, hitting the solar panels from the back, bouncing over, keeping him nice and warm. You don't care? Hey guys, my name is Chrome, that's Cruz, we are Vancity Vanlife, and today I want to introduce you to the biggest battery Jackery has ever released. This one. I thought the last video we made like this was on another level. That is the Jackery Explorer 3000 Pro. Look at this thing, it's got wheels on the back of it, it's got handles on either side, and a great big handle right here on the top. So you can carry this thing like a luggage case. Boom. This is the first all-season battery that Jackery has created. You can use this one down to minus 20 degrees Celsius. So even if you're adventuring and stuff all summer long and in the spring and the fall, but yet you like to go out hunting or fishing and stuff like that with the crew in the winter, but the portable batteries aren't good at below freezing temperatures, well, this one you can use down to minus 20 degrees Celsius, making that an all-season powerhouse for your off-grid living and adventurous situations. It's definitely designed towards the person who has some very high power needs. Being packed with 3,024 watt hours of power inside of that thing means that when you're off grid, you can run that battery longer without needing the sunshine or being plugged in anywhere to bring power into it. So in a camper van situation, you could probably run the interior of your vehicle if you're being 12 volt conscious with a lot of your power for probably a week before that thing is going to need to be recharged again. So if you have a rainy week, having the extra capacity in the battery is an absolute beautiful thing. But I think the ideal scenario for a battery of this size is somebody who is a multi-adventurous person. So if you guys got a cabin at the lake that's off grid and you're not there enough to put in a full-blown built-in system, but you need power while you're out there for maybe 3 months out of the year, one of these Explorer 3000 Pros and 6 200-watt solar panels will power that off-grid cabin, and everything in it, from fridges, TVs, you name it, you can plug it into here. And then when you're done at the cabin, you can throw this into the pickup truck and go out hunting and fishing with the crew, and you'll have power when you're out there in the wintertime or doing anything. And when you're back at home during regular work season, just say, and your power goes out, this thing has your back 100%. It's like an all-around perfect unit for somebody who does a little bit of off-grid stuff, who's a little bit adventurous, and also needs some backup power at home. So thinking about my camper van and the things that I run inside of my van, removing some of the things that I do that most people wouldn't do in an outdoor adventurous situation, like the multiple hours that I work in there editing videos, removing that from the scenario. So if I was just charging my cell phone, running my lights, running my fridge, running my Starlink, my blender, my coffee grinder, and a few other miscellaneous little devices, like maybe my drone or something like that. I could run my van completely on a normal day-to-day usage for probably 2 days off of a device like that. Now me, because I work as a digital nomad, I'm on my computer multiple hours in a day, that thing there would probably only last for 1 day before I would need to throw the solar panels out and soak in some charge. But that's the good thing, is if you run 6 of these solar panels on here, 6 of them. So right now there's 2 200-watt panels attached to it because that's all I have with me here today. But if you run, I'll call it the Jackery solar field. It's huge. There's 6 200-watt panels out there. You can charge that device in just 3 to 4 hours time. And if you ever get back to the grid somewhere, you can plug it into the grid and that thing pulls 1,800 watts off the grid, charges in 2.4 hours. That is crazy quick. I plugged it in at my shop before I came out here and it just would whoop up to like 16. I can't remember, I'll throw the clip in here somewhere, but man, it was just like pulling off the grid. It charged from 30% to full in maybe 45 minutes. It was lightning quick, and that is key, especially if somebody is driving around, camping and stuff like that in the summer season, and you happen to hit a campground that's got some power, you can boom, plug that in there and it's charged up in a couple of hours, easy peasy, and you're back on the road. And if you're a full-time nomad, we do get the chance sometimes to plug in at friends' places or maybe a laundromat or something. So having something that charges super quick is quite epic on the road, and that thing definitely charges fast. And because this is a bit of a larger unit and it's got a bit more real estate on the front screen, they've added more ways for you to plug into it. You can run 10 devices at the same, I don't know who's doing this, but you can run 10 devices at the same time. They've added more USB plugs on the front and also an extra wall plug on the front too as well. 4 of them. Most of them in their previous lineups on the larger batteries were only 3 of them. There's no setup time using a device like this. You literally take it out of the box, charge it, and if you want to use it, you push the power button and you're up and running in seconds. And it's broken down fairly easy. Like right here, if you want to use any wall plug stuff, you need to turn on the 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. You push that button, now the inverter turns on, and these plugs are 120 volt, 20 amp. But the 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter, I don't know if you've seen what it takes to run an inverter that big inside of a camper van, how large of cables that you need to run and fuses and batteries. There's a lot going on. Here, you don't got to worry about that stuff. You literally turn it on, turn it off, then you got everything you need plugged into here. Like you could plug in a standard wall fridge, your TV, your blender, and whatever else kind of devices you guys have. And over here on the USB side, you turn the power button on. Now you can use any of these. The USB-Cs are 100 watt max, meaning you can go from here straight into your laptops and get them charged. The USB-A plug up here is an 18 watt max. You turn them on, you turn them off, that easy. If you've got anything you need to plug into like a standard 12 volt cigarette lighter, that's right here and here. These doors, they've made them tighter than before. Before they used to be this little rubber door that I didn't like. These ones are a harder door, but because I don't really have nails, I can't really open them. But yeah, you plug that in there and that runs anything up to 10 amps. But think about that plug. Think about that thing on the front of a portable battery, 30 amp plug. That is awesome.
On all the Pro Series batteries, Jackery's finally using a universal power cable. You can buy these power cables all over the place. Pretty much every town you go to, chances are is going to sell one of these in the hardware store or the music store or at a computer store. It's great because when you're on the road and you leave a cable behind somewhere, before you'd have to go to Jackery online, order one, and if you're on the road moving, well, you know what it's like to get packages, it's a bit of a giant pain. On the back of the units, it's pretty simple, is all your inputs for your solar and your wall charging and also an AC reset button on the back as well.
Because I live in my camper van full time, I don't really have anything in here that is super high power draw to show you what this battery is capable of. And I think you guys will find that once you start spending some serious time off grid, you'll learn that some of the power items that you were originally using in your plugged in grid home is not the things that you need to be using in your camper van. You end up using things that are more power conscious to conserve power, but yet still get the job done and allow you to live the life that you want out here. So because I don't have anything more, I think the highest power draw item in my van is my 65 or 85 watt laptop. That's it. Everything else, oh, okay, my blender. My blender is 275 watts, but whatever. So let's go take a trip back to my shop and find some crazy stuff to plug into this thing, and also show you guys a trick that I learned many years ago on how to run a switch panel off the Jackery battery so you can turn on lights and stuff like that panel right there off of one of these.
When you're spending so much time off grid, you always need to be very power conscious. That means taking every ounce of electricity you can get your hands on. You can also charge this battery while you drive. You plug it from your cigarette lighter into the battery and use some of your vehicle's generated electricity.
Let's do a power test and show you guys a little trick that I learned many years ago. Bam! Inside of these boxes are diesel heaters, the same diesel heaters we throw inside of our camper vans, but there's two of them. So I thought for fun, we would run them off the big Jackery. There's the nice little display, 100%. Let's turn on the inverter here. Boom. Now that thing has power. Diesel heater's got juice. That one's on. That one's on. So while those heaters are firing up between the two of them, they're actually pulling a fair amount of wattage. I know a solitary one runs on average about 50 watts for regular draw, but on the startup, those things are pulling pretty hard. Most vans only run one, but two diesel heaters running is 73 watts. You could run that for 28 hours straight on this battery.
When you're going from standard on-the-grid living to being off the grid, you need to be a little bit more power conscious with the items that you're using, because when you pull power out of these devices, you still got to get that power back in by solar, by plugging in, or whatever you can. But if you want to run an air fryer, you sure can.
All right, how we doing? Oh, look at that. So to make the chicken wings, we went down just about 10% on the battery. I think it was at 94 or 95% before we started making it. Now let's see if we can run an induction cooktop. We could probably run these two things at the same time. Let's find out. Power on. The induction cooktop is pulling 981 watts. You can change the temperatures here, but the higher you go in temperature, the higher you're also going in wattage. But that water is boiling pretty fast, man. 1,174 watts. Let's turn on the air fryer and see if we can run them both at the same time. Those are two very power-hungry appliances. It's pulling 2,677 watts, and it will run for 1.2 hours, pulling. Guys, these are very big items to be putting inside of your camper van. But let me tell you, man, that induction cooktop boils water quick, and it's still working just fine. Whoo, look at that. We gotta shut that off. That's it. Hey, ready to go. As you guys noticed, when power is being pulled out of the battery, right below the output wattage, it tells you how long you can run this device running that kind of power draw. So there were times when it would fluctuate to 2.4 hours, 1.7 hours. It fluctuates depending on the amount of wattage that's leaving to give you a ballpark idea on how long this is gonna last before you need to charge it. But now, Jackery has a mobile app. This is amazing. So if you're running like lights and stuff off here, just say you have a USB-A powered LED light strip that wraps around the whole inside of your vehicle, and you want to turn that light strip on, you can just push that button and turn the strip on. But now, because of the mobile app, you could actually turn that on right here by going, doot, look at the lights on. Boop, shut it off. You're in your kitchen, you want to turn on your kitchen appliances, you push that button and it turns the inverter on, and shuts the inverter off. So if you have this mounted in your vehicle somewhere, there's no more running over to make sure you shut things off. You can just grab the mobile device and it's all right here. There's some screen settings and stuff here, but it shows you your input and your output wattage, your state of charge, which is the same as up there, and also the internal battery temperature, 19.2 degrees Celsius. And then when you get up here in the corner, you can go into settings, and this is where you can dive deep into the insides of it. So you can change your charge settings, your battery settings. And this one here, I think, is awesome. Your auto off time. So it's set to 2 hours, meaning that this whole system will shut off in 2 hours. So for me, I'm a guy that keeps an eye on things, so I can set that to never. So now this thing will always stay on. So if I have lights that are on that I want to stay on for 24 hours, if you have this thing set to never, they'll never shut off until you actually physically shut them off yourself. Nice job on this app, guys. This is okay. That's so satisfying. Here's the trick I found to running lighting in your house so you can have switches while using a Jackery battery. You use the 10 amp 12 volt accessory outlet plug here on the front. You wire it to here, and now you've got switches up to 10 amps only though. These 4 puck lights pull less than 2 amps. My entire LED light strip that goes all the way around it, so I Googled it online, a 5-meter LED light strip is only 2 amps. So if you think of it, you have a lot of amps you can put in here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if you only do 2 amps per switch, you could have like a bank of 5 switches. You go buy yourself one of these plugs and you just crimp it positive and negative to the end of one of these pre-wired switch panels. I just got these on Amazon. You butt connect those together and you plug that in. That's it. You take this, you plug this in there. That's got power, comes back to the switch. Now all of these switches have power. You get some little connectors here. Then it's pretty simple. Right back here in the middle of each of these is another post. You slide this onto the middle post. There's one light, and we're only going to do 3 of them here just for experimental reasons only. Boom. Now if you can see, the one in the middle is the positive that jumps out to the lights. So I got one set, and then a single one, and then another set. Let's say this, 1 light, 2 lights, and this one, it's a brand new set. Maybe the remote thing's dead. Whatever, you get the point. Simple as that. You can do your whole house lights, just run them on a string all through your house on that switch, and then if you need a night light by your bed, bada boom. It's that easy to wire your entire home in inbuilt switch panels off of a portable battery just like this one. Making these Jackery units a part of your home is as simple as using stuff like this. It's not really hard to attach this to your home, but I will say one thing. When it comes to a unit this big, I really wished Jackery would have put an electronics panel on this side that folds down, that you can make those connections right here. Just unscrew a pin, screw in the positive and negative, and run that to a light and put some switch panels here on the front. It would make these units, well, ready to be installed. I understand that Jackery is trying to make these into portable units, something that you can take with you, but it would be really, really nice for those scenarios that you are somewhere and you want to hook up a few lights running right off of here. I would love to see in the future, or maybe on a larger unit, that they actually put a panel here on the side that you can hardwire things into, like the simple positive negative of a wire. I hope I squeezed enough information in this video, but if I haven't, please ask in the comments down below, and me or Jackery will see if we can answer your guys' questions about this unit. But obviously, if you press play on today's video, you're looking for something with a little bit more power than some of the other smaller little handheld portable units out there. You're obviously the person that doesn't want to fuss with a built-in electrical system in your tiny home or your cabin or in your camper van. This is definitely the unit for someone like that. So if that's you guys, I would definitely take a look at it. It's a powerhouse, straight up, downright simple. Jackery makes a good product. So Jackery, good job on the little handle here and putting the wheels on it so people can drag it from their camper vans into their homes for backup power and then off to the cabin on the weekends. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.